Hello, precious one. I want to specially welcome you back to this platform. It's always exciting to come your way with insightful videos that I believe will bless you and will impact your life. If you are new here, I want to plead with you that you subscribe to this channel and then turn on the post notification so that whenever we drop a new video, you get the first notification. And if you're a returning subscriber too, thank you for always coming back to watch our videos. It really means a lot to us. And I believe that by the title of this video, you already know what we are going to talk about. So I wouldn't want to bore you. We are talking about goal setting, getting your goals right, and then working towards them to achieve them. And I'm privileged to have with me the senior servant of Kingdom Extension Network, a brother and a friend, Prince Obiri Yeboah. Also for Prince. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Brother Faith. It's a great opportunity to be here today. And I want to say I'm very grateful for the opportunity today to share with a wonderful audience. And I must say you are really doing a great work, and I'm happy to be here.
Also for Prince says he's happy to be here, and we're also happy to have you here because we believe that you have great words in you that will be a blessing unto us and my cherished viewers. So also, without wasting time, let's go into the topic.
Okay.
Goal setting. What are goals?
All right.
To begin with.
All right. So a goal is just like a goal post. for those who are into football, when we are on the field, a number of things are going on. But at the end of the match, there is one thing we are just looking at. Who hits
The net.
the net? Yeah. So a goal is where all your efforts are being driven at. We can call that a goal. So a goal is where you are seeing all your efforts driving at. So somebody may call it an objective, the aim, where I'm striving to reach at. That becomes the goal.
Okay. So is it a must for everybody to have goals in life?
I think everybody to live a meaningful life. There is a man who was setting up a field for his children to play. So he set up the net, or the field, did all the lines and everything. Placed the ball on the field, the children are there. Just at the time he wants to put the goal post there, he received an emergency call and he had to leave the children. So when he was leaving, he was trying to tell the children he will be back very soon to complete. The children said, Daddy, don't worry, I'll be back very soon. Daddy, don't worry, we have a football here, we have the pitch here, we have everything here we can enjoy. So they started playing all around. And then in a few minutes, they got tired and sat down. And the reason was simple. They did not have any target. They just playing. They didn't have.
Yeah, they were just running
around, and that is what I think life is. We are in a grand universe. Many things are happening. If your efforts are not driven at a target, you will not have any sense of fulfillment. One of the things I personally believe that there is a void the Creator placed within each of us, and He placed that void there. It's a void for fulfillment, to feel relevant to humanity. I believe it's the reason why a big yes goes on every week. We want to matter to the affairs of life. We want to one day live here and feel like me too, I contributed something. That God placed that void there. Otherwise, we will be nonchalant. We will not care about our environment and what is going on around us. So goals is one of the ways that void is filled. When you're able to attain something, then you have that feeling of I have added something to society. So if somebody wants to live a very fulfilling life, if you want to live a life where you really matter to society, you can't do without goals. Otherwise, life will be like a puzzle. It's like you are just trying to figure things out, and it's not meaningful. Yeah. So a life with goals really makes life meaningful, and I think everybody must have goals. Yeah.
What influences goals?
Goals must come out of your purpose. You see, every one of us was created. Our purpose is not very far away from us. Most of the time, when you ask people what their purpose is, they are pointing to. I believe in God, that a mastermind created me. And I believe that just like every mastermind behind every project does, he places the purpose of that thing within it. The person doesn't, no product, this microphone doesn't go outside of it. It can just look at its makeup to know what it was wired or intended for. Our purpose is inside us. Right from the day I was born, I have some things work in me that make me believe that, listen, I exist for this. I may not have the complete picture, but at every stage in my life, I discover something that makes me feel like, this is where I really want. Now, out of that, then you now commit to intermittent targets to reach in order to be able to carry out in full that deep passion and that deep desire that you want to unleash within yourself. So goals are like momentary periods of your life where you set, I want to do this, just to move you gradually to. It's just like when we are going for a World Cup. Let's say purpose is the World Cup. Yeah. But you keep every match after every match with the goals piling up together. Then one day you ultimately say that I am done. It is finished. So goals come out of purpose. Goals are influenced by our reason for existence. They are influenced by the fact that we want to matter in life. We want to count in life. I believe that's where goals emanate from.
So it means that before you be able to set meaningful goals, you must know your purpose.
Exactly. This year, I put something together for a group of people, and I was talking to them about probably even in the course of today or at another point, we may look at something like that. Why people don't achieve their goals. And one of the things I said was the purpose factor. People set goals, yearly resolutions, because other people are doing it. So most of the time, I've had people who have said, Prince, can you share your year resolution document with me? I'll share it with them. They said, I want to use it as a template. Then I tell them, don't copy what I did. Not because I don't want them to like as if mine is copyrighted, but I know if they copy, they will fail. Because this is coming out of a place of my passion, my desires, what I want to live for, and it's different from theirs. And most of the time, it's true. They will bring it back. They will have copied some of the things. I tell them they will not go far. So the purpose factor says that our intentions fail, our goals fail because they do not originate out of our innermost desires. When you can't commit consistently to something that is not coming from deep within you, you will give up.
Yeah.
Because internal motivation is powerful than external motivation. Yes. People who have risen very great in life are people who are more internally motivated than externally motivated. Because before the world starts to celebrate you, they will have bullied you for very long. The world bullies you for long before it starts to celebrate you. So if you are just looking for the applause, you may never rise up. So you must have something within you. Give it that something meaningful you want to commit to. Then you derive your goals from them. If they are not coming from the place of purpose, those goals will frustrate you because you will not be doing them with any love and desire. It's like you are forcing. Let me put it this way. I tell people that discipline is sometimes overrated. There was a particular, I kept teaching people on discipline, but as time went on, I began to realize that discipline is key, but in a particular context. When we say somebody is disciplined, it's not just because they are able to force their will, because the will can be broken. If you overstretch your will, it can be broken. And discipline is not to overstretch your will. All right. So, for example, if there are two people here, one of them is doing something they are passionate about, the other person is doing something they are not passionate about, who is more likely to be disciplined? The other person will easily do the things he wants to do because he loves doing it. But you have to go the extra mile of forcing your will, and in the process, you can break yourself.
Yeah.
But when your will freely flows into something, it's easier. It's like oil around a metal surface, making easy flow. So that is it. Your goals must come out of your purpose. What you really feel that this is what I was created for. This is what I really want to do. That you set your goals towards them.
All right. So in setting of goals, okay, we've come to understand that it must come from a place of purpose. What are the things that, aside purpose, okay, what are the things that you have to look out for? Okay, so that you'll be able to set the right goals with the right time framing.
Okay.
So it brings us to the point of timing when it comes to setting of goals.
Okay. If I get the question right, we are looking at what time are you supposed to set certain goals? Is that the question?
And yes, at what time are you supposed to set certain goals, and what should that frame of time be? Yes.
All right. Okay. So goals, we have long-term and short-term goals. I always tell people your goal should be growth oriented. And the reason is very simple. Goal in itself is dangerous. Yeah. I have a masterpiece that I call Mr. Arrival. In that book, I try to teach people that there is a temptation for you to think you have arrived. And that is the major thing about goals. That is one thing, if you are not careful, goals will lead you to, because you set a goal, you have arrived. So if you are not careful, you settle there. So your goal should be growth oriented, meaning that growth has no end. So as for growth, it's forever. So when you have goals that are growth oriented, after you have gone at one point, it only becomes a springboard to the next level of your growth, because you are never going to complete that growth cycle. Yes. So whenever you are setting a goal, you must look at what period of time you are in. What period of time you are in. So if, for example, I am a student, I am in the when I was in the university, what did I really want to do? I look at my general life purpose. I want to be somebody who is committed to maybe raising God lovers and raising leaders. So I'm now on campus. This is the program I'm doing. How does it contribute to that goal? What are some of the things on campus now within this 4-year frame that I've been given that I can engage in that will contribute to the becoming me a better person to fulfill that vision or that deep thing I see sighted in me? So every period of life comes with an opportunity. Sometimes the environment that you are in, sometimes something God has put on your heart to do, something that is deep in your heart. Then you now set goals that reflect it. You can have long-term goals. Long-term goals. For example, in my finances, I have long-term goals. What I want to be at the age of 60 financially. What I want to be. When it comes to the kind of home I want to build at age 60, how do I view my family in a family setting? Probably I have a wife, I have a family of this, and I'm believing that the children are at this age. Then now, on a yearly basis, and sometimes even using decades or 5 years basis, I bring those down. So for example, I want to raise a family that is committed to kingdom way of living. All right, where we uphold kingdom values, and there are many other things in it. That is my long-term goal. At the age of 60, I want to see a family contributing to society, committed to a kingdom way of living and imparting their world. I want to raise such manner of people. So now I'm not even 30 years, but that is 60 years. I have 30 plus to go. But what can I do today? You get what I'm trying to say? So I set, okay, so if at that age, that's what I want to do, and my children must be at this age, it means that in the next few years, I must be working towards getting married. In getting married, what do I need? One, I have to work on myself as a person. Do I really think that my this self can qualify me for that long journey of raising kingdom children? I don't think so. So what must I do? I must start reading this book. You see, long term, but you are bringing it down until it comes to your current level and the period you are in to make it make sense to you now. So you can have long-term goals, but long-term goals are very useless unless they are connected to an immediate term goal. And for me, I tell people the goal every day must have a goal. The goal should come that every day there is a part you are contributing to it.
All right. So then it means that your short-term goals should always come from your long-term goals.
Yes,
Is
definitely.
that the case?
Yes, your long-term goal is coming from your purpose, what you see God doing with you, and your from your long-term. You can even have if something like a medium. I have what I call my life plan, which carries short statement about what exactly I want to see myself as in the area of finance, in the area of relationship, in the area of marriage, in the area of in academics, in the area of ministry, and anywhere that matters to my life. I have it there. Then I have a 10-year plan. Show me in the next 10 years. Then out of the 10, every year I break it down. So I remember 2017, I set a 10-year plan that I want to have been able to write this number of books in 10-year period. Then I set out from that time. What did I need? I didn't know anything about book writing. So I had to start learning about it, watching videos on how people write books, how to read books, especially people that I love their write-up, so that I can be acquainted with the art of crafting the way I want it. So that is it. Coming out of the bigger one. I don't know whether you get me. Because one of my long life, I think one of the things deep within me, burns within me, is to be able to communicate the wisdom of God to my world, whether in writing, in speech, or anything. So writing is one of the deep things. It's within me. I can sit down and I just decide to write. By the time I realize I've written so much, so I know it's free wired in me. So I see that this is what God wants me to do. Out of that, I have a long-term goal that at the age of 70, I want to have written this number of books, reaching this number of nations. That become my long-term. Then out of that, I have said that in 10 years, these are the number of books I want to have authored. And that each year, what am I doing? Each year doesn't mean each year I should write a book. But right now, what do I need to bring me to that place? That becomes the immediate term goal I'm attending to.
I have all these things planned out. But at the end of the day, I'm not able to achieve these goals. What could be the cause and what should I do?
Wow. That brings us to why people don't achieve their goals. There are a number of them. The first thing that I will talk about, the reason why I think people don't achieve their goals, is what I will call the accountability factor or supervision factor. In Proverbs 15, the Bible says that plans fail for lack of counsel. In fact, it was God himself who said it is not good for man to be alone. I believe he was saying something beyond the context of marriage. It's not just good. Why? Because men drain up in energy and in strength. So when you set a goal, as a natural man, Isaiah 40:30 says that even the youth grow weary and grow faint. So in the course of time, the way you were passionate about doing that thing, that energy may not be there. And you need people to stir you up. That's where you need accountability people. People who come and say that you said you would do this. How far have you gone? And these are people, you may have them in your circle, people who mean much to you and you treasure. Their words mean much to you. So for example, if it's married couples, it can be your spouse. If you are in a relationship, courtship or something, it can be your beloved. Or if you have a circle of friends who mean much to you. Yes, because our energy is drained. So where there is no accountability, there is nobody helping you drive it, your energy can go low.
Your energy can go low if there is no one you are accountable to.
Yes. And another thing that makes people fail in their plan is what I call the habit factor. People don't value little things. They think that they just have something. They have a goal. Maybe next year I want to be able to save this amount of money, and they don't have any habit of saving. But they just think that 10,000 Ghana cedis, it will not work. They have to first become a saver, and in the course of time, that saving personality will now be able to save that amount. So I tell them, do little things, value little things. I call another thing, so I'll merge them together, the realistic factor, where you have goals that are so bigger than your current stage. I believe in goals that challenge you. I don't even encourage people to set goals that doesn't stretch them. Your goal must let you feel like I've done something beyond mine today. At the same time, we must be very careful not to set a goal that it's so far beyond our current ability. And the reason is because, like I was saying, the will can be broken. The will can be broken. It's just like when a gentleman wants to learn exercise in the new year, and the last year he cannot even boast of 2 minutes of exercise on daily basis, intentional. He cannot boast of that, but he comes into the next year and says that he's going to go to the gym 30 minutes every day. I can guarantee that he may start the first 1 week, he may not continue, because the body will show him that he's not prepared. But if he chooses that as he enters the next year, he's going to just the first 1 month, he's just going to do 5 press-up every day. Then now he becomes somebody who is committed to exercising every day. So as the bones begin to, as you are exercising, things will begin to change around your body. Then you'll be building capacity to now increase and move on to a new level. So until something becomes your habit. So in your goals, become interested in habits.
The things you do on a daily basis.
Become interested, and they shouldn't be too big. Habit is what you do consistently. Habit is about the regularity, not the longevity. So we are not looking at how long you do the thing, how regular you do it. So if we're able to do it every day, when you are growing, okay, and because you are doing it every day, the consistency is there. You realize that you'll be growing. Consistency ensures growth. You'll be growing, and then as you are growing, you can now top up.
Okay.
You can top up. So if you want to save a particular amount of money, become committed to, maybe this year you can set a goal that I want to be a saver. Though
it doesn't matter the amount.
Or like you have to set the amount. That is what will make your goal specific. However, don't mention a big amount. Be very realistic. Every month, if I'm paid 3,000 cedis, maybe I'll set aside 200 cedis, 100 cedis. At the beginning, you will laugh at yourself. But I tell people that, have you met a 70-year-old man begging before? If somebody gave him an advice that he should save 1 cedi every day, he will have said, 1 cedi, what will you do? But he cannot, he's 70. If at the age of 30, he decides to save 1 cedi every day, that would mean every year he will have had, let's say, 350 Ghana cedis. Multiplied by 40 years, he will not be by the road begging. It's because we don't value little things. So we assume we have to do one big thing, and by the time we realize the years are gone, the opportunities have left us. So it's one major reason. Their goals are not realistic, and they don't form a habit out of them. And sometimes your goals will come through a lot of incidents in life, destructions and the rest. And people don't sit down to reevaluate their goals.
Evaluation factor.
Yes. Recently I was somewhere and I was speaking, I was telling them that I had a goal this year. And my goal was supposed to do a program at a particular point in time. I realized that a lot of challenges were around the goal, but I still chose that this is the time I said I would do it, so I have to do it. Then I realized that though I did it, I didn't meet what I wanted to do. So sometimes your goal may come across circumstances. You have to sit down and reevaluate. I call it prune your plan. Look at your plan again. The way you set it, the goal you set. What is that the same thing you want to continue with? Or you think that based on these things happening, let me do it this way. Maybe you set the goal when you were employed. Now you have been unemployed. What can you do around the goal? Reevaluate your goals. Otherwise, you keep setting goals over and over, and you return back. And one thing about the human body is that what you hate most is when you yourself begin to believe that you are lazy. It's the worst thing that can happen to any human being. Let all people crucify you. If you start crucifying yourself, it could be the worst experience in your life, because you yourself feel you are nothing, because you set your own goal and you are not able to achieve them. So set goals, no matter how little they are, that you'll be able to do them. And then when you achieve them, they'll become a springboard to move to the next one.
So talking about springboard for you to move to the next one, when will it be the right time for me to scale up my goals?
I think the scaling up of your goals will usually come natural. Because when you are cutting down a tree, you cut the first one, cut the second one, cut the third one. What's happening? The tree is gradually falling, and you see growth happen naturally by reason of the consistency. So when you set a goal, for example, let's use money, because people understand money very well. You set a goal that you want to save a particular amount of money, and then naturally you set, maybe you want to save 30 cedis. You didn't use percentage.
Yeah.
30 cedis. And by God's grace, you realize that your salary have increased. Then you can step up. So one of the seasons to help you know that no, I must step up. And when you start realizing that your current level is boring, it means that now, and that's what I'm saying, it comes natural. You are doing something and all of a sudden you realize that this thing is no more boring. The thing that used to inspire you is no more boring.
Inspiration is not there.
Step up to it. It's just telling you that, listen, step up to the next level. This boring thing, I'm not talking about you have become frustrated with the goal or something, but you are doing it.
Yeah.
Like for example, if it is our podcast now, you are doing the same podcast with the same excellence and everything, but you just know that. And God has wired it that way so that it becomes the exit point. Otherwise, God intentionally does that. He sometimes close a gap. That desire and passion for it, he will close it. Otherwise, people will not move on.
Can I also say that when comfortability sets in?
Yes. When you start feeling so comfortable, you don't see yourself like I would say your goals should stretch you, just that they shouldn't stress you. So it is not stretching you. You have to step up. It simply means that you are at your convenience. So if you really want to commit to growth, the moment you realize that, listen, the thing has become, it doesn't take me much to be able to get this thing done, the passion is down, you have to immediately step up your goal to reignite the passion again for them.
All right. I believe that this session is also being a blessing unto you. Like and then drop a comment, subscribe if you've not done that yet, and also share to bless others. Now, before we go, I want us to look at this. How will I be able to handle myself so that I will not feel that I've arrived after I've achieved my goal?
Wow.
Let's say, for example, I have a goal to achieve. Let's say, for example, taking clue from yours.
Yeah.
You want to write a certain number of books within a space of 10 years. But then along the line, you realize that you can actually do more than 10. But then, let's say midway, you have achieved your 10. How will I be able to stretch myself in the sense that after reaching that goal, I'll not say that after all the goal was to write 10 in this year. So since I've been able to achieve it, I should rest and chill.
Yeah. So the first one, that's a very intelligent question. The first one, like I mentioned, is be more growth oriented in your goal setting. It's what you are becoming, not what you are doing. What you are becoming, not what you are doing. So are you satisfied at what you have become? Or you are just satisfied with what you have done? It's good to be satisfied with what you have done. But what you are becoming, you can never be satisfied. Because until you breathe your last, it's very hard for you to say that you are living on earth. You have done everything God decided that you should do and you are still here. No, the more, if you have breath, it means that there is something he still wants you to commit to. So, one, put on what I call a growth mentality. I'm not doing these things because I want to become a better person.
Okay.
So if I want to become a better person and after writing 10, I think I have the capacity to become, I'm still becoming a better person. I step up my game. That is the first thing. The next thing I teach people is humility. You can never keep growing in an atmosphere of pride because the man that we call Mr. Arrival, whenever he comes to visit you, he will make you think that you are the best among your people. You start comparing yourself to your peers. But me, my peer, who amongst them is able to do this? The people I went to school with, who have become like me. That is when arrival will start setting in. You must realize that your greatness is not connected to the people around you. The day we stand before God, there wouldn't be any comparison. It would be you against what he placed inside you. So no matter how you are going, be asking yourself, is there more room? And there is always more room for improvement. My teacher, one of my primary school teachers, anytime I wrote exam, he will write more room for improvement. More room. One day I became and I said, Madam, where are the rooms? Every day, more room for improvement. Yeah. Which room again should I occupy? Even when I get 100, more room for improvement. But she was communicating something very vital. That maybe you think you got 100. But that is only because of the environment you are in. Because excellence in one area, it's somebody's mediocrity, it's somebody's failure. So if you are just looking at your environment, don't focus on your environment. Don't be comparing yourself with people. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Apart from being humble, don't compare yourself with other people. Paul said they comparing themselves. They are not wise. You are not wise to be comparing yourself. Destiny is one man working alone. People, you will see people to inspire you, but you keep on pressing on. If you put these things, so be humble, put on the growth mentality, don't compare yourself with other people, and continuous learning. One of my mentees asked me one day, Papa, I want to write, but I'm not writing. I said, writing is a natural response to an active mind. You can't stop doing something when your mind is every day committed to learning. The more you learn, the more you want to do, because your thought level increases, and more ideas and more you gain more exposures. So if you commit to learning every day, it's impossible for you to say I have arrived. But look at life. The more we learn, the more we realize how narrow we are. We begin school by being general. Said okay, integrated science. You go to university, SHS. They say okay, general science. Then you to university, you narrow down to maybe mathematics. Then after mathematics, you choose an area of mathematics. The more you narrow yourself, the more the many things you are running away from, just to go and concentrate on one. So the more somebody becomes a professor, the more he's acknowledging that there are many other fields he doesn't know. He is just committed to one field. So the more you learn, the more you realize that there is more to learn, and that will keep you away from thinking you have really arrived.
That will keep you away from thinking that you have really arrived. Mr. Prince, we are very grateful to have you here.
You're humbly welcome.
Your last words.
Yeah, so you are watching us today. You really want to leave an impact in this world. It's not far beyond your reach. Just think about it. If you really walk on this earth, and if you leave this earth, what one major thing will you want to be remembered for? That passion is there. You know, there are things around you look at them and you are almost crying. Why this thing should not be? Can't we have a better thing? You see, it is that inner compass directing you to what you were created for. Sit down and ask yourself, what can I do? And definitely you get people all around you who are at least doing something close to what you were envisioning. That's one thing I like about life. There is nothing like, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one starting it. Yeah. Whatever you want to start, somebody is doing something around it. Look at them and then ask yourself, what made them come this far? And start preparing yourself. Trusting the Holy Spirit to be preparing you to fit your own template. Set intermittent goals, and you make a great destiny. Thank you.
Set intermittent goals and you make a great destiny. I believe that you have been blessed by today's session. If you are new here, kindly click on the subscribe button, turn on the post notification so that whenever I release a new video, you get the first notification. Also for Prince, God bless you for passing
God
through.
bless you.
You have
More.
really
God
been a
bless you.
blessing unto us. Me and my community, we are grateful. So this is where we bring today's session to a close. My name has always been Brakeku Simon. And as I always say, I love you very much. But remember, Christ loves you more than I do. Till we meet again, I say adios. Bye-bye.
Bye.